Perfect. So thank you guys so much for kicking things off with us today in the lounge. We have the team here from White Tigger. So this is an interesting project. I mean, if you guys think about the name Tigger, for me, whenever I hear that name, I just think Winnie the Pooh. So I mean, I think it's a pretty fun name. It's a high APY auto compounding project by nature. So rebase is kind of the category that would fall into. But I know with what the team and how they're building it up, they do have some pretty cool ideas in terms of the future utility. I know if you guys can take a look at the site that I posted in my initial write-up post, you guys will be able to see, like I said, there's some different aspects they're really trying to build up in the future on their roadmap. For me, I like their NFT lounge that they offer, that VIP benefit, and we'll jump into that a little bit more into the AMA. But like I said, for projects like this, it's all about differentiation, how they're able to kind of cut out a piece of the market and really grow within that community. I know we'll kind of be able to cover off in the AMA today some of the information about their project, obviously being the team details, how they come up with a name, and the technical aspects of it. The most important, I think, pieces of a project like this being higher APY is sustainability of those reflections to ensure that on the auto compounds, people are being rewarded, and over time you're able to get as close to that stated value as possible. And then secondary is what you guys are doing to outside of that rebase functionality, what you guys are doing to add in additional utility and benefits to holders to engage with the community. So it's going to be a lot of information to cover off today, and I really appreciate both yourself, Miss Tigger, and Bunny as well for helping set this one out and joining us today. So I'm going to throw it over to you. You could definitely jump into a little bit about maybe your background and how you guys came up with the concept there for White Tigger before we move into anything more about the specifics and some of the technical stuff.
Sure. Thank you very much. Thank you for having us. We are a group of the core team, a group of very diverse people from all over the world with experiences in various segments. I have marketing people, I have customer support people, and the development team itself. We have experience in software development. This is our core expertise, and we have been developing software for, I would say, 30 years, and have a good background in understanding business processes, what is required in general businesses. So what happened was really when, as you know, the last 2 years have been very challenging for many people. What happened was I have many friends who lost jobs and who had just the business just broke down, and it really made me feel like we need to do something. I mean, as technology people, really, that tech people have a lot of power. I don't know if you agree with that, but the world is literally run by nerds, right? So, I mean, don't you think
It's
so?
true.
Look at
It's 100% accurate. I laugh because I'm kind of part of that group a little bit. I consider myself self-proclaimed nerd. So, yeah, I used to be, when I was a kid, took my computer's modem apart, or my parents' computer modem apart, figured out how to put it back together as a young kid, so I could like
we
set
can
up my
totally
system.
relate.
Yeah, I set up my system links in the basement instead of having to figure out how to do it at the computer, so I could game better and have like friends over so we could set up like LAN parties in the basement and stuff. So I get you.
Yeah, so that's exactly the situation. We are tech people, and our background is developing software. And when you're surrounded by people who are suffering from, real world businesses, and they're really at a loss what to do, it got us thinking about what can we do. I mean, tech people really, if we want to do anything, we can do lots to make a change to people's world. So I kind of like got into this. I mean, obviously, we all know about crypto and all that, and how it had changed lives. So it got me thinking about maybe we should do something to really help people in their businesses to change their lives and to really get rid of this problem that many people are having. I mean, so that's how it got started. When we wanted to create a product to help small businesses, individuals, and anyone who wants to do something, kind of empowering them. And we created this ecosystem. So it kind of like worked backwards. We created this ecosystem, and I think we shared a chart on that. And the ecosystem was what we really wanted to do. But in order to be able to create our ecosystem, we have to start somewhere, right? And I got involved in a project where they were doing some kind of rebase with a friend of mine, and I was quite fascinated about how they were doing, and they were doing pretty well. Um, and I thought maybe we could do something like this to kick off our whole ecosystem, and that's kind of like how White Tigger started. The name, why did we pick up White Tigger? Well, I'm sure you can tell that I'm Asian, so this is the year of the tiger, right? So it's not the most original name, but because it's the year of the tiger, I thought Year of the Tiger is a very good year. I wanted to kind of relate to that, but to be also be a bit different, to differentiate ourselves. And I've always been a fan of Winnie the Pooh, very wise, but a lot of fun. We wanted to do something that is fun and yet something that people can relate to and simple, and that's how White Tiger came about.
Yeah, I
So
mean, I like the name. Like I said, it's good, and I mean, I think you'd be able to pull in. Like I said, the first time I heard it, I thought about Winnie the Pooh, right? And that has such a big audience base, and I think a lot of the people who grew up on that launching, now are in their late 30s, 40s, 50s, some of them, and like those are some of the key investors and some of the key drivers of the crypto adoption, right? So I definitely think from like name recognition, there's a high value on that. And then from a project selection standpoint, more so, it's I completely understand. Like you said, you have to start somewhere, but I think sometimes the value of a project might get launched or lost, sorry, while you're almost, for lack of a better terms, following a trend. So how are you guys going to ensure that people know and can connect and see you guys as much more than just a high APY or a rebase project? That there are obviously, as I'm sure you guys are aware, a number of them kind of launched into the space.
Yes, totally. I mean, this high APY thing on its own is clearly not a long-term sustainable model, right? I mean, how can any project possibly give you such a high APY? But honestly, if you understand the concept of rebase, it's basically just automatic increase of your number of tokens by percentage and all that. It doesn't really work on the basis of um, monetary value, if that makes any sense to you. But what it works on is mathematical. Of course, aside from that, you have to be able to support your mathematical increase of value, right? Whether it's a high APY project or a regular token project, sustainability is very important in any tokenization project. Don't you agree? Right? You cannot just expect to make money from tax, right?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
volume can't be counted on, as you just stated, right? So it's figuring out kind of what you guys are doing on the back end to ensure that sustainability. So why don't we jump into a little bit more about the token? For a starter, I'd love to have you walk us through the token allocation and then what the tokenomics breakdown is from a tax perspective, just to give people that initial overview, and then we can jump into some of the more sustainability metrics you're going to use.
sure. Basically, our tax model is we charge 13% tax for every buy transaction and 26% for sell transaction. So these taxes, we have a very unique tax model in the sense that the tax, I'm not sure if you're familiar with how PancakeSwap handle taxes and return to the token, right? But I'll just walk you through that. What happens when a token has a transaction, when there is a buy or sell, the tax that is allocated, that is returned to the token, it is returned to you in your token. So even when there is a buy transaction, they do not pay you back in BNB. You just get it in your tokens, right? So most token projects, what they have to do is when they receive that token, they will sell it back into the market to get back the BNB. So that's how the basics work for PancakeSwap. So in our case, we don't do it in this way. We are a little bit more subtle. What I have noticed is that when you use this model of selling your token back in the market, what happens is your sale transaction to get back your BNB actually affects the pricing and it affects the chart, right? So instead of doing that, what we do is that when we have a transaction, the buy and sell tokens that we receive in our tokens, we just keep it. We don't sell it back. So that is kind of like auto buyback process. So it doesn't affect your chart, and it accumulates our tokens in a treasury. We can decide whether down the road we want to do a buyback, or we can decide to just go ahead and burn it. So this is the reason why when you look at our chart, our liquidity doesn't go down, because we don't remove any liquidity from it. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, and I mean that kind of answers some of the questions we see on other projects. And then speaking to that wallet or the treasury where it's collected, what do you guys have in place security wise on that? Is it a multi-sig? How's that set up?
So we keep all our wallets in hard wallets. We don't store it in on the chains. I mean, in the sense that it's not in a soft wallet, and it is protected by a multi-sig. So you can be fairly sure that it's very safe.
Okay, perfect. And then yeah, let's jump into a little bit about kind of how you guys have the back end sustainability. So I know you mentioned the treasury, and let's walk through the different components of how you guys are going to sustain that APY, even if
Yeah.
it's just in the shorter term, as you focus on, I think, finalizing and building up that ecosystem. Because you brought up a really relevant point in the sense of, these high APYs aren't sustainable in the long term, but if you're able to launch and get some initial traction and have some good returns as you guys are building up those additional benefits to the holders of the token, that's where you're going to get some a lot of positivity. So let's walk through some of those metrics now.
Yes, I'm happy that you asked that. As I said, we started off this project with the idea of having a full ecosystem. I think we sent a chart on our ecosystem to you. If it's not, I see there's too many messages going too fast. People won't be able to see it anyway. But you can get it from our website. Oh, great! You're showing it on the screen. Wow, fantastic.
Yeah,
So
I'll get it posted up right now, just once my coordinator's finished one of his trivia questions.
right. So what happened is, as you can see, this is our complete ecosystem. You can see there's a P-Hope, our metaverse, and P-Labs. P-Hope is our charity arm, where 1% of everything that we earn goes into P-Hope. Right. The intention is that, as I said from the beginning, we want to help people. That's actually basically the passion that I have in this project. We created P Hope with the idea of doing some charity. one of my core team members is very passionate about this, and he will be running it, right? So 1% of everything that we every all our earnings, dividends is going to go to P-Hope. So over time, we expect that to grow. We haven't really talked much about P-Hope yet because we're still very new. I mean, we're less than 5 days old, right? And as in from the beginning, I said that we have a whole ecosystem, and this is including the metaverse. Our end goal is to create a metaverse, and if you go to our website, we are creating a metaverse that is very unique in comparison with whatever you see in the market. Why unique? Unique because the idea is it's very simple. Um, everybody has everybody. I can almost be quite sure everybody has played Monopoly in their life, right? It's a board game. We all grew up with it. Even today, so what we're trying to do is we're creating this monopoly equivalent of a metaverse where people build houses, businesses, different kind of villages. Basically, it's a token economy, right? So this metaverse will evolve from what we create within P Labs. So on the right hand side, you can see P Labs. P Labs is our laboratory, where we create our products, right? So we create our, you can see from there, we have 10 different products that we're looking at creating. Some of the products are already ready for rollout. Some of them are still in development. With what we have in mind, we believe that creating this product will support businesses. I'll give you a very simple example. One of the products that we're looking at creating, maybe I'll go into that later. I'll tell you what we have done so far. From the time where we first launched our token, we have released a bunch of different dApps already that is ready, right? The first is our Tigger dashboard. Our Tigger dashboard, is basically our relationship with our investors. This is for you as an investor to check your investment, or everything that is related to your investment and your relationship with White Tigger as a entity, right? At this point, all this shows is what you have in your wallet, what is the potential, investment it would become over time. There's a calculator. You can see how your APY growth will affect how much you have, right? But eventually, what Tigger Dashboard will show is also managing your portfolio, managing your relationship with all our dApps and everything that we do. So this is basically more of a use case to support our investors rather than a money making functionality. The next product that we have released is already in place. It's called Tigger Punch. Tigger Punch is a game. It emulated the PCS Gas BNB DApp. As you know, PCS has an open source UI. We kind of like took their open source UI, integrated with our own contract, with our own functionality. Over time, this game will evolve. At the moment, it's very basic, but you can play. But this game will evolve to allow you to swap our play token. It's going to be called Tigger Play Token. And Tigger Play Token can be bought using our WTF token, right? So our WTF token, as you know, is the tradable token. So this is one of the games that is going to be a utility that will be used to support the use case of WTF. So any WTF token that is used to play, those tokens are not going to be put back in the market. The tokens are going to be burned. So in that respect, it will kind of like reduce the circulating supply, right? So this is Tigger Punch. It's just a very simple play game that we have that's already in the market and people can already play. Another thing that we are looking to launching is called Tiki Bank. Tiki Bank is a product that that people have asked for, and it's actually a very simple business model. It allows investors to place your WTF tokens as a long-term investment portfolio, and by doing so, it takes the tokens out of the circulating market, and of course, in doing so, you will earn some BUSD reward from the trading volume, right? And you still earn some auto compounding interest. Some people like the idea of this. I do like this idea very much because, as you know, traditional banks today it may be a very bold statement. They're gonna be heavily impacted by crypto in the years to come, right? So I believe having this platform will make a difference to our token as well, because as I said, it takes the token out of the circulating supply, and indirectly it will raise the price value of WTF, right? So the next thing that we are working on, and it's something that I'm really excited about, is this product called PINFTAGRAM. Some of you may have been following it on our chat group and our website that we've been talking about PINFTAGRAM. There is I believe my colleague, I don't know who's going to show the PINFTAGRAM, how it works. We have a very interesting differentiation of our PINFTAGRAM, right? So PINFTAGRAM is a platform which we created from scratch, whereby you can mint your own art, your own creation, and put into an NFT, right? The very fact that we call it PINFTAGRAM, some people think that it is like Instagram, right? But really, PINFTAGRAM stands for Planetary Interface Non-Fungible Token as a gram, right? So as a gram was inspired by Telegram. So we created this product with the intention that anybody who wants to mint their own product, they can do that using this in a very simplified way, and they can use it in any way that they want, right? If you look at the screen now, what you are seeing here is we are probably the only one in the BSC market at the moment. I'm not sure whether other people. I'm sure that after this AMA, other people will start shouting about what they have now. What you're looking at the screen now here is actually the minted NFT in a wallet. This is a SafePal wallet, right? So you can see that whatever that you mint on our platform goes directly into your wallet, and you can decide whether you want to sell it, whether you want to give it away, or you just want to keep it, right? So you actually see in your wallet. I think I can safely say that there's no such thing available in the market at the moment. So this is very, very exciting for us. I really like this video because you can see there's a picture of a doggy, right? So if you want to take mint pictures of your pet or your kids or your family and mint it and have it forever in your wallet, you can do so. And we are the only token that has created a platform for you to do that, right? PINFTAGRAM will be available in the next week, which we are hoping to launch it in for public use by the 1st of May. It is ready. We're just touching up on the aesthetics of it. So it's very exciting stuff. PINFTAGRAM will run, I'm sure that's going to be a question that people will ask. PINFTAGRAM will run as a product that is, of course, based that you will need to use the PINFTAGRAM token to mint your project or your art or whatever that you want to mint, right? And in order, you can only swap and buy pentagram token using WTF. So this is why it's very powerful, right? The fact that we are letting people create a mint the NFT, and they're using WTF token to buy. That's the only way they will be able to buy pentagram token. Every mint is going to cost $1, right? And this dollar is going to be put back. It's going to be in our treasury, and it's going to be used. Part of it will be given back to token holders. Quite a lot of our investors have already swapped their WTF token for pentagram tokens, so they will get a share of the earnings that we get from pentagram, the whatever that we earn, right? And a portion, of course, is to manage the platform and all that. So the exact tokenomics for pentagram is not out yet, but essentially it is a part of the whole ecosystem that is supporting our WTF token. A lot of people don't understand why we're introducing this pentagram when we're trying to launch WTF token. It is actually a very important part because that's where the money is going to come from, right? You can't depend on tax. You can't depend on the traditional method of getting use cases. But in this case, I believe that giving this platform is going to be very powerful. Now, a lot of people are quite are saying that why on earth would I want to mint a NFT? I can just have a JPEG. Why should I pay for it? The difference is that it's not just about JPEG. An NFT, if you understand what an NFT is, it's a non-fungible token, right? A non-fungible token means that you are creating you're creating uh, a proof of authentication. That's what it is. Basically, an NFT is a proof of authentication. So we are working with partners. In fact, we are working with partners to create different use cases for our NFT. NFT is not just about art. NFT can be about music. NFT can be about video. NFT can also be used for ticketing. So for example, you're creating an event and you want to sell tickets, right? So using our platform, you can create a gallery where you sell your tickets, and the tickets are sent to you in an NFT on your in your wallet. I mean, that's pretty cool. That I don't believe there are any such cases on the BSC front at the moment, right? And on top of that, you can the people who are buying from you are paying you in tokens, right? So this is a very unique situation. So it really empowers individuals, organization, platforms to use this and create their own use cases. Like for example, in the financial markets, right? We are talking with some partners about creating NFT as a bond, and they will sell bonds as an NFT. So we will be the platform that create this NFT bonds for them, and they can sell it in their own platform, in their own whatever space that they are in. But the basic engine is managed by us, right? So it's a lot of exciting opportunities, and we're very excited about this. It's many use cases, and on top of that, aside from all these use cases, as I said, if you can see that the first release of Pentagram is like IG on steroids. What does that mean? We all use Instagram, right? So Instagram is just basically for you to post pictures. It's videos and whatever on your social media. What we have is that we allow you to mint whatever you have, and you own it. You don't own what you have on Instagram, but whatever that you do on PINFTAGRAM, you own it. So it's very exciting because ownership is so important in what you have, right? So if you're an artist and you want to sell your art, you may want to sell your physical art, but at the same time, you get a digital copy of it. You may want to sell your service, like you could be a yoga instructor and you want to sell your service as a yoga instructor. How do you do that? You can sell it as an NFT with posting it as an NFT with some kind of uh, a voucher, and a person can buy this voucher and make arrangement with you as the yoga instructor to have this timing where you do your yoga, right? So why would anybody do that? This can be a platform whereby you sell your service as a voucher and people can buy it as a gift. So it really, if you think about all these possibilities, there really is endless. You know, the sky is the limit. So it's that's the one of the reasons why we're so excited about it, right? So PINFTAGRAM essentially is the conduit to the success of some of our other dApps, right? If you go
I
to the
love that.
next,
Sorry, I
excuse me.
just wanted to jump off. I just want to jump off mute because I know you've been chatting for a while and just give you
Yeah.
a breather. Because like I've been really enjoying what you've had to say, and like I said, it's tough for maybe outside users to understand how a project's different. But from listening to you talk about it, I mean, I come from the real world, like investment side of things. You know, good ideas definitely take time, so it's one that is very unique. I really like the idea. I mean, you speak with a lot of passion if you have that background in the technology, and you know, have the ins and outs and the connections and that stuff. It's really exciting to see. The one question I'll kind of combat that with is just, I mean, the idea is really exciting. I mean, for me, I haven't really heard of some of those specific use cases before, so that really jumps off the page and gets me, you know, wanting to follow along. But what if, I guess, what's the disconnect been so far? Because you guys launched, and if anybody who's checked out the chart, it's tough, right, to get sometimes investors to buy in when the chart looks a little bit tough, you know, like it went down off launch, and I think some people bought in with the not the right mindset, meaning that, you know, unfortunately sometimes you get a large group of people who buy in strictly just for what they can see on launch from a pre or private sale return.
I totally see that. I mean, yes, our chart is not exactly the most attractive at the moment. But you know, as in any project that has a pre-sale, there are people who invest with the intention of a 2 time, 3 time, and they're happy with that, right? We can't stop people from selling, and we're not going to do that because they have every right to buy and sell and do whatever they want. But what we can do is do what we are setting out to do, and that is creating our products. Because ultimately, if you do not have a product, you do not have a use case, you have nothing, right? If we just basically depend on buy and sell and putting more and more into our liquidity so that people can cash out, at the end of the day, you're going to run out of money, and what are you going to do? So what you need to do is instead is focus on where you're going to earn the money. And I strongly believe where we're going to earn the money is from our use cases, right? Just as I said, a very simple process of allowing people to mint their own photograph. I think that is incredibly exciting, right? I mean, you saw the picture where we minted the picture of a dog. This is so simple. If you get people just minting one photograph, 1 million people minting one photograph, that's $1 million, right? It's easier to do that than for us to try to get $1 million of tax off transactions. You see where I'm coming from? So
Like I said, I think the idea is a really cool one, and personally, I mean, listening to you speak about it gets me excited because you can hear your passion and you can hear the excitement that you have for trying to unlock some of these additional use cases and potentially be a first mover or somebody who's going to be able to pioneer some of these things in the space.
I think the thing is that if people are into our project thinking that they're going to be like some of the other tokens that are high APY that have they have invested and just solely for the idea of APY, um, honestly, they should go to those projects because that's not what we are. Our project is yes, we have high APY, that is one, but we also have many other things. We are I can almost say that we are the first one with high APY with a whole series of utilities and whole ecosystem. So if this is something that you can connect with and you can totally relate to, well, then you're very early. You know, I cannot convince people that this is the one because some people are in it, as I said, just for APY. If you're in it just for APY, this is not for you. If you're in it for a long-term investment, because basically an APY project is also a long-term investment. If you're in it for a long-term investment, then look at what we have. Look at our different ways that we're gonna earn money. We're gonna have income from our utilities. And really, if it's to me, maybe I sound a bit biased. It is the most sensible way. It's going to be tough initially because there are bound to be people that tell us, why do our chart look so bad? Yeah, it looks so bad because people are dumping, right? Why are they dumping? Because they maybe it's not for them. They don't understand the long term value of what having a project like what we are doing will become someday. I'm sure the people who started Instagram did not expect it to be what it is today, just like people who start a lot of social media platforms. So we are going into the next level. We're starting off with having a social media, but we're moving on to real life business cases, helping businesses create NFTs. NFTs can also be used for cataloging. You can catalog your data, catalog your, for example, title deeds, libraries, uh, books. There are many, many, many possibilities. What I'm telling you is just literally something that doesn't exist today. So how do I convince people that it will work when we are the pioneer? I can only tell you this is what we believe in. This is what we believe we're gonna do, and this is what we're gonna do. Whether you are in it with us or not, we're gonna do it. So I hope that kind of clarifies
No, that
what
was
you
that was awesome, man. And I mean, it's just more so for me because I see a lot of these projects, and I will say, you've really impressed me. I mean,
thank
I've
you.
had the opportunity to interview and host. I want to say somewhere between the neighborhood of 10 to 15 high APY projects, and I'll say, there was one or two previously that stood out. We hosted one last week that the community seemed to be really excited about, and from a response perspective, that project blew through their soft cap. And this is another one that for me really, really, is different. And have you guys thought about, now that you're active, and I mean, listening to you talk, have you gone about maybe trying to reposition the project away from the high APY? Because I mean, it's a nice thing for people to see from a benefit in the short term if they just keep holding, and those volumes or some of the other sustainability methods you mentioned yield to those APYs, even if it's not at the 388,000 percentile. Um, Even something in like the 100,000 is still great, right? So for me, how do you guys continue to push away from that messaging or that positioning and ensure that people now, when they come into the project, are connecting to you for your vision and for your like your passion? Because like I said, listening to you speak and then seeing the project on the website, or maybe looking at some of the review information Bunny sent me, are two completely different experiences. And
Yes,
getting to you speak is like incredible because you can hear your passion, and it gets me excited. Whereas reading it is a little bit confusing, and it still kind of almost takes you back to that high APY focus.
thank you very much. The thing is, there's only one me. I mean, I cannot clone myself, right? But this is a challenge. But we have a brilliant team. We really do. I mean, our core team. I've worked with them for a year. Bunny Master, I've known him for the longest time. We go way back, and he knows my vision. He understands exactly what we're trying to do, and I agree with you. Somebody comes to our website, somebody comes to our chat, somebody comes to our chart, and all they see is APY. This is something that we totally acknowledge and appreciate. And over time, we did say that after the first year, we are going to be reducing the APY, and it is, I guess, we have to over time engage with our investors, and I guess try to separate the weeds from the diamond, right? And have these people understand what is our business model. But I think more importantly is when we roll out PINFTAGRAM, which we're going to be rolling out in the next couple of weeks, that is going to be have an impact because you just whip up your phone, you can mint a picture, and you can mint a document, you can mint anything you want, and it goes right into your wallet, right? I mean, we showed you on SafePal wallet the NFT, and that belongs to you. How cool is that, right? And you can do anything you want with it. So we are adding more and more functionalities to this model. You can even use it as a document management for authentication. So it's really super cool. We have in fact have a project with one of our partners to launch the um, Boda cards, right? We created a series of cards for them, and it's going to be sold on our platform, and they are planning to create some games with it. So very exciting stuff.
Awesome. Yeah, and I think that once that positioning kind of comes around and people really get over the chart and, like you said, the APY, people can really connect to your vision and get excited.
Yes, I hope so. I mean, basically, we want to help people attain financial freedom. We really want to do that. It's not about pumping and dumping. It's not about making a two-time. It's about making a change in your life. Not just with making money from our token, but using our products to support their own business, support their lifestyle, support what they do. Like we have artists coming to us and say, "Oh, can I make my art and sell on your platform?" There are photographers coming to us and tell us, I have a whole lot of photographs. Can I put it up on your site and do it? So that is empowering individuals. How exciting is that? Don't you think so?
Yeah, especially in today's times, right?
Yeah, I mean, when you walk down the street, you see shops closing down, you see businesses having a hard time. It's nice to be able to offer that path where people can offer their services and be paid in crypto for one, right? You can sell a service, like you could be a counselor, and you're prepared to listen to people talk crap for hours, right? So I mean, excuse me, but it's there are a lot of people who talk crap. So you
Yeah,
can
I see a lot of them on this space. Trust me.
so what you can do is you can mint an NFT to sell your service. I will listen to you talk crap for 1 hour for um $100 or $200, and you post it up. Somebody buys an NFT and pay you and schedule a time to for your service. We are the only one that allow that today. There's no such service available. So I'm really excited. So not only on top of just doing this NFT, eventually these services are going to be available within our metaverse. So it's gonna be a three-dimensional thing. Very exciting stuff. We have a, as you can see from our graphics and all that, we have a very strong creative team, and they are really working very hard to work on the metaverse now. Really exciting stuff. So I hope that answers your questions.
So I just had one last question, and I'll throw it over to the community. What are you guys doing, kind of within your own Telegram, to ensure that those people who bought into the pre-sale, private sale, but actually believe in your vision because they maybe had a chance to jump in one of your voice chats, connect to you, listen to you actually speak about the project before they bought in? What are you doing to ensure that those people
So you're breaking up.
what are you doing to ensure that those people are actively rewarded and keep that positivity high in the community? Because you want to ensure those people who really believed in you from the start are happy and not seeing the negativity of the chat every day.
Yeah, well, the thing is that with our pre-sale investors who believe in us, in fact, I kind of like talked to quite a few of them. Um, I have made it very clear that we look after our pre-sale investors, the ones that don't dump on us, of course, And I have also made it clear that we are giving them more rewards in many different ways. I can't be doing everything at the same time. It's going to be over time, right? Like for example, a very good example is that we had a recent swap of our token, and it is on our website, so it's very transparent. If you can swap one WTF token for the pre-sellers, one WTF token for 100 pentagram token. That was for tier one pre-sale holders, and for tier two, which is open to everyone, one WTF token is equals to 550 pentagram token, right? At the time when tier one was open, one WTF token was worth $50. So obviously now with our token price going down, it seems like the the tier one people feel like they have been shortchanged. But really, we are not blind. We can see that the numbers don't gel. I already said the tokenomics is not out. I don't know why people are jumping into conclusion that we're not looking after our pre-sellers, because clearly there is a disconnect between the tier one and tier two. So I have not announced it, but what we intend to do is we intend to, instead of making 100, we are going to increase the number of pentagram tokens that the tier one people are going to get. So take this as an announcement, but it's gonna. I just haven't had the time to work out the details, But as I said from day one, and I continue to say, we look after our pre-sellers. They have been with us from day one, and they will continue to benefit from our launches and everything that we do. So there's no question about that. So I hope that clarifies.
Yeah, that was perfect. That was perfect, Tigger. So I obviously I still had some questions, but I do want to
Sure,
give some time to the community because I think this one really I will say sometimes they get bored with some APY projects that really don't have the ability to answer the questions. Like literally I'll ask them questions and they'll give me like wishy-washy back and forth, no specifics. But your answers are awesome. So I want to give them a chance to engage with you. And if they miss any, maybe at the end I'll throw my one question in that I really wanted to touch on. But I know we have
sure,
some community people in here, so I'm sure they'll beat me to the punch. So
sure.
first question, I'm gonna go to somebody new. Never seen them before in here. So Atomic Bomb. I like the name. So Atomic Bomb Crypto.
I think he has to unmute himself.
Yeah, so it's just Telegram. Sometimes there's a bit of a delay. I normally
Ah,
give like
okay.
5 to 10 seconds, and it's normally pretty good. So maybe we'll go here. Who do we got? We got We get Ahmed in here as well. Haven't heard from him in a few days. So we got Atomic Bomb and Ahmed in right now. I see Atomic's there and Ahmed's still there, so they're in the call. They didn't get dropped.
Oh, hey, Maurice. I was waiting for Atomic to pick up the mic. I was like, should I
Yeah,
speak
you can
now?
go ahead.
Is he gonna go or should I? Hey, thanks for having me, man. I just woke up, so I missed most of this. All I heard is there's a service that's gonna be provided on. Could you explain that for me? Like, what's the service exactly? I kind of missed that one up. Like,
We talk about a lot of things. I mean, what are you when we talk about
like
service?
yeah, you said you got a service that you're the only one that's providing, and it's gonna be on the metaverse. What's that service exactly?
PINFTAGRAM. So PINFTAGRAM is our platform where people can mint their NFTs to be able to offer whether it's a service, whether it's a product, and these will be minted, and they can offer this within directly on our marketplace within the metaverse. As I said
Oh,
early on in the, go ahead.
so it's more like they're minting some kind of voucher or a coupon that they can redeem for the service in the future.
That is a possibility. They
And that's
can.
the way,
They,
like that's kind of what it is, isn't it? Like I'm minting this NFT that you can exchange it for my service. Like it's a one-time use thing, right? Like once the service is used, your NFT is worthless because you've already used the service. Or can I like use the service multiple times? Like,
So it really depends on the service provider, how they set up the NFT, whether it's for a long-term service, for a one-time service. It really depends on how you want to provide that, right? So as I said, if you are offering maybe, for example, tickets to a concert, right? Tickets to a concert, I can sell 10,000 tickets, and each ticket costs you whatever amount dollars. And once you receive the ticket on your wallet, you can go to the concert and you can scan the ticket and it recognizes it as being used, but you still retain that picture even though it is used. You know what I mean?
yeah, I got it. So you just provide the minting facility in a way, like the people can mint with you, but it's up to them what conditions they have. Like it's up to the minter.
Yes. So we have a platform where you can mint your token, and you can also use the token. You can sell this NFT within our marketplace, or you can have a gallery, which your own gallery, where you sell your services, or you can decide to just leave it in your wallet, and you have your own direct service. So there are many different dynamics that you can follow to create this
And
yeah.
I
Does that
got
make
one more
sense to
question.
you?
Like, yeah, it makes complete sense. But I got just one last question: is how do you
Sure.
plan on, like, because I think this idea isn't that unique, and people could like easily copy you. So how do you plan on like standing out of the competition and being like the unique one? Do you have any plans on doing that?
Well, the obviously, when you talk about tokenization, it is very easy to cut and paste, right? So many people copy tokens and contracts, but to create a product using develop a application, it is not so easy, right? We have spent already almost a year creating this product. So there are many tokens that says that they are in the market to create the tokens and create the NFTs and create platforms, right? So we are the first mover. So this is the biggest advantage to our investors now. We are the first mover. we're the first one that's going to launch this, and we are going to be seen as the people that created this product, because there's no such product available at all.
You're gonna
Just like
launch it, you haven't launched yet?
the pentagram. Is
Yeah.
that your pentagram will be launched first week of May.
Oh, all right. So is pre-sale still up or is it already done?
The pentagram pre-sale, or what's your
Yeah, the
question?
pentagram. Like, is there a pre-sale for the pentagram?
We're gonna share that information in a short while.
Oh, all right. Okay. I'll join your Telegram and I'll keep an eye for that. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you.
Thanks, Maurice.
Thanks, Ahmed. And yes, thanks for jumping in. I know you missed the first half, but yeah, it's really
Yes,
the project's definitely
Tiger.
unique and bringing something new to the table. So, Tomic, I'm not sure if your mic was able to jump on. If so, you can go ahead.
Yes, I am on. Miss Tiger, how you doing?
What's going on,
I'm good.
Tomic? Nice to hear from
Good.
you.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. Uh, I just wanted to know because I'm a lover of NFTs, and what I discovered is that when someone buys a lot of NFTs, like from your project, if I mint a lot of NFTs, and at some point maybe I need to sell them off, uh, a lot of times most investors don't buy from co-holders; they buy from the project or from the team. So, do you have a kind of system for NFT buybacks?
Well, the our project is not like your typical OpenSea where people buy and sell JPEG files. As I said, the idea of our NFT is really to facilitate real business to do their business. So the NFT is not just for trading. It's facilitate new business, facilitate you to be able to sell your service, to be able to it's not about buying and selling a piece of art. So we create a platform, we create the marketplace, and we give you the ability to do what you want with it. We are the engine providers, we are not the traders. So it's not about buyback. I'm sorry.
Okay, so are you saying that if I buy the NFTs, I can sell them?
We have a marketplace. You can sell the NFT in the marketplace. You can create your own gallery and buy and sell your NFTs, just like how they do in OpenSea in the Ethereum platform.
Okay, so the reason why I'm asking this question is because a lot of people get scared of buying plenty NFTs because of this reason. Don't want to hold so much NFTs that at the end of the day they won't be able to sell.
Um, the NFT goes into your wallet. You own it, so it's up to you what you do with it. We have no control with your what you own. Just like when you buy a token, the token goes into your wallet. If you want to give it to somebody, you want to sell it, it's up to you. So it's the same
Oh,
thing.
all right, maybe this is kind of a new concept, but I know that there is a token buyback, which a lot of projects do, but I've never seen that of NFT buyback. Maybe it's a kind of a new concept, right?
We provide the NFT as I said, it's a platform and a service. It's not the focus is on the entity. Is not so much on buyback. The buyback. When you talk about buyback, you're talking about tokenization. This is not tokenization. This is real business usage, right? For
Okay.
example, you can put your car as an NFT to sell it, right? So if you put out a car to sell it and then you sold it to and person B buys the car and they try to resell, they can't sell it. you can't expect us as a service provider to buy back the card, right? It doesn't work that way. We are providing you the platform to do it. So the platform works. The marketplace works like Amazon. Amazon is a platform for you to buy products and for sellers to sell products. You can't expect Amazon to buy back the product. They don't do that. All they do is they collect the product and they return it back to the seller. Okay.
Okay, thank you, thank you.
Thank you very
But
much.
maybe, like I said, it is a kind of a new concept. Maybe if I buy my NFT at 0.5 BNB and I want to sell it back to the project, since you know that the NFTs are very important and they're going to be sold out, you offer to buy it back at 0.3 BNB. The project as a team used to make profit from my NFT, right? So I was just thinking about the possibility. But thank you for your explanation, though.
Thank you very much. It's an interesting question. I hope you understood what I said. Do you have anything
Yes,
else?
no, no, that'll be all for now. Thank you.
Right. Thank you.
We got a lot of hands here still, so I'll start getting through a couple. I mean, yeah, there's a couple ideas I've had people send me as well. They seem really interested. I haven't heard from PC in a while. Get him in for a question. It's been a couple days. What's going on, dude? How's your weekend?
What's up, man? How you feeling?
Good, good,
Today?
good, man. What about
All right,
you?
so
It's nice getting the APY project with a little bit of depth to it, eh?
yeah, man. Pretty much, man. Just sitting here, just listening in, dude. Miss Tiger. So one thing I wanted to point out is this. So we were talking. I went and looked at the chart a little bit. You're talking about how it really just dumped at the beginning, and that's really not your fault. The thing I'm concerned with is, you were speaking of how you're going to work to bring the project back up. Like a lot of people who created Instagram didn't know how big Instagram would be. They didn't expect to be that big. But the thing about it is, we're already in bad market conditions, and people, when you see the attitude they have now, so if you continue doing the same thing, it's going to be the same thing repeated. And I'm trying to figure out how change is going to happen when I went and noticed that you guys only have 2 core team members. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to figure out how you guys are going to make this thing work. You know what I mean?
Oh, maybe I didn't clarify. We have 6 core team members, and our team is about 30 people. I never mentioned anything about 2 core team members.
No, I was just
Our
in the
team is
Telegram, and that's just all I counted when I was going through there.
we definitely have a much bigger team. I won't I would die if there's only 2 core team members. We and the team is growing. We're definitely growing. We're recruiting more people. But the core team itself, there's 6 of us. We have a very strong core team, and I'm so grateful for them. I mean, they gave me a hard time, really hard time when and they know that. But actually, I'm wrong. We have more than 6 core team. I forgot about our design team. We have 7 people on design team, and we have more than 20 people in our customer support. The core team itself, there's actually 9 of us. Sorry, the numbers keep growing. Yeah, so it's a large and growing team for sure.
Hey, man. So, could you tell me how you guys are going to make this token, are going to revive this token in these conditions without mentioning any of the utilities you have? Because the PINFTAGRAM you have is good. Your different utilities are good, but things like marketplaces, it only matters if you have a solid project that people are into. So how are you going to do it? How are you going to grow this project and get people to not do what they've been doing, except without mentioning any utilities?
Well, we have a lot of marketing coming up. I think you cannot say that without mentioning anything, because that's part and parcel of a whole ecosystem, right? I want to sell you a product. I have to tell you what are the benefits of having the product. We have multiple models in place. We have our VIP NFTs where they get benefits, and we're gonna announce in a short while what are the benefits that people in this call are gonna receive from participating in our sales. So it's not a black and white situation where you say that how are we gonna improve our sale, because how are you going to tell people you're going to buy our token if we don't tell them that this is our roadmap? That's what the roadmap is about, to create products, to create usage. And I can tell you, we definitely have a lot more utilities than other people. And that is our strongest trump card, I would say.
Yeah, but okay, maybe I'll reword it, because what I'm trying to say is, like, you mentioned the VIP, and I think you said VIP NFT. Like, it doesn't matter if there's a VIP NFT if nobody wants to buy it. And so that's why I asked you that utility. So when someone asks you this, response that you should give them is this. All right, so what we did was we actually got an extra X amount of dollars in marketing. We did this to market our project last time, and we got this many people. So next time we're going to do this way around. We just hired some new marketing consultants to help us do this, that, and the other. There's a team that did this. We started recruiting and paying more people to come on that have been through successful projects. So that's what we're doing differently. We looked and saw what we did that didn't engage the community, and then we did this, that, and the other. That's the type of response I was looking for.
Okay. Sorry, I misinterpreted what you were saying. Okay, so basically, we have hired a marketing agency to help us with the marketing, and of course, we are focused on expanding our investors who are already present investors and new investors, and we will, when we first set out to launch the token, we didn't know where we were going to go because rebase tokens, there's so many. How do we differentiate ourselves? But we managed to do it, and we are of course rolling out different marketing programs to engage with our existing investors, and of course get new investors. I mean, that's why we have this call with you, right? With you guys. So I don't know if that answers your question. But I'm also not in charge of marketing. We have a team of marketing people who handle the actual marketing. I'm more of a strategist and product development person.
All right, man, I'm good.
Thanks, Dees. Nice to hear from you, man. Thanks, Bunny, and Tiger. Does Bunny do some of the marketing as well, or are they more like the mod admin stuff?
Bunny is our COO. He's overall in charge of
operations and everything like
Yeah.
that. So you kind of jack of all trades.
Yeah, people are welcome to join our Telegram group if they have any questions, legit questions. We're more than happy to answer them. But sometimes, it just takes time to get our information across. I hope you understand.
Yeah, I definitely understand in that sense. Longer term projects often do, especially when it's a newer idea, right? So we'll try and get Show in here. Show with a couple diamonds there on the end. We'll get Show and we'll get Calvin here unmuted. Show and Calvin.
Yeah, hello.
Hi.
Yeah, good morning.
Good day. It could be anywhere in the world.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I got one question actually. On your website it shows that you made a mistake on the V1. So, would you please tell us what the mistakes are and how you're able to fix them on the V2?
Yeah, we had some issue with the contract. I mean, we are not going to lie about it. We had some issue with the contract, so we had to. It was really a very bad mistake to do with the tax. So obviously, we had to stop that, and it kind of like became a because when we first launched in the V1, we locked up all the LP, right? So when we realized that there was this mistake, we had to stop trading. But because the contract was created such that we also disabled the stop trading. So we were kind of like stuck. We couldn't do anything. The only way that we could stop the bots from attacking us, which is a big problem in any new token, was to remove liquidity. So that's what we did, and we have compensated everybody that lost money in that process. And it took us time to go through the data and to fix everything and get to where we are now to be able to have V2. But the blessing with that process was it also gave us more time to create all the additional dApps that we have released, right? So they are already released, and that's it.
Yeah, all right, it's clear. And my second question is, would there be any a chilling competition to create more awareness on Twitter to benefit the project and to keep the community engaged?
Come again? They're going to be what?
Would there be any chilling competition on your on TG to create more awareness on Twitter
Oh,
to
shilling
benefit the?
competition.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah, sure, yeah.
yeah, our marketing team will be announcing all this information very soon. So yeah, so there will definitely be more shilling competition, more marketing. Drop by our Telegram, and join our Telegram group. That there will be announcements about this kind of thing. Do, do you have more questions?
No, no, no.
Thanks, Joe. So we'll get maybe Meta Boy in here for a question. Haven't heard from him in a while. And then I will get my last little comment in, and then we'll wrap it up with closing statements. I appreciate giving us a few extra minutes today, considering I was a little bit slow to start it up. So thank you so much. So we'll get a few last questions in here, guys. So Meta Boy, what's going on?
Looks like Metaboy is not around.
I should be okay. Normally just has a little bit of a delay on his end. Did have a question here from the audience. So okay, so I had a question here earlier from Sia, and I was going to ask this one myself at the end, and they brought it up. So it's Sia1426. They said it was kind of along the lines of what Show asked, but they mentioned it mentions on your website it's going to come back stronger. Is there any major difference outside of the contract from this version from the last version? And how are you guys going to stay motivated to continue pushing this through, considering the sell?
Well, the team from the start has always been motivated to create the ecosystem. It's not just about one token, right? The one token doesn't make or break what we want to do. What we want to do is to create financial freedom for people. What we want to do is create our ecosystem to create our products. So my background is in technology, right? What's more exciting to me is to be able to create products that people want to use. So what's going to sustain us? What's going to sustain us is that we create stuff that's going to make the difference, that is going to be used by people. You know how exhilarating it is to be able to create something that is useful for to help change somebody's life. I think that is going to be so awesome. So we do this not just about one token. It's not that at all. So that's what people don't understand. It is a whole. We're doing a much. It's a much bigger picture than the token price, and people have to appreciate that, and that is what drives us to be able to change lives.
I like it. So let me just double check. Hopefully that's okay for you there. See ya.
Hello, Maurice.
Hey, what's up, Meta?
Yeah, doing great. Sorry for
Oh,
delay.
that's okay,
I
man. I know
got
your mic
yeah,
sometimes
the
just gives you problems. So go ahead with your question.
yeah. Okay, thank you, Maurice, and hello, Miss Tiger. And I see
Hi.
that you have a nice project, but I see, as you mentioned it before, that you have some problem with your V1 contract. So, what is your yeah, maybe it's upgraded, yeah, but is there any you finding maybe some future issue for the contract, or yeah, and also we know with some issue before for the project, maybe you will get any FUD, yeah, so how do you will manage this?
How are we going to manage all this? Well, when it was a real humble pie situation for us when we had the first project for the first version one issue, and we made sure that we got a whole bunch of audits done, and the whole we to make it really airtight, and we have done a lot more, as I said, to release our new products. And if we had just stuck on to the first version with no release of product, we won't be here today, right? But because when it took us about a month to relaunch, reason being, we wanted to make sure that we have product to release to show people that we are serious about what we're doing. We are creating products that people can use to in real life, because if you at the end of the day, if you create something that people want to use, people will use. If you're just creating a token for people to buy and sell, you're not going to go very far. So we've gone beyond just a token. We're doing a lot more than that. Does that answer your question? Hello.
Yeah, hello. Yeah, sorry, I forgot to unmute myself. Yeah, that's a great answers, Miss Tiger. And related to the relaunch, I think
You're breaking up.
yeah. So
It's okay. We
sorry.
have
Uh,
relax. It's fine.
yeah. Okay. Thank you for your generosity. And yeah, I see for a relaunch project is maybe I think it's yeah. People will have some fun because the relaunch because there's a problem before. Do you have any strategy or plan to encounter the fun?
In any project that you follow, there will always be people who have who are, who create fear and who create issues, right? Every single project. There's not any project that doesn't have that. And I can tell you, I get tons of messages every day, people telling me what I should do, what I should be doing, how I should be doing it. The only thing I can say is that we have to stay focused. We have to stay focused. We have to do what we need to do and not let all the noise get in the way of what we need to do. And this is how you do it. I have been involved in many technical projects, real life software development projects, and it's no different. There are always people that tell you this is how you should do it, this is what you shouldn't do, and all that, you know. But if you listen to all this noise, you're never going to get any work done. So, and thank goodness because we have experience in creating products. We know what it is like and we know what can be the end results, right? My development team and myself, we have created products that is used globally and people have been using for a long time and it changes the way they do business, you know. And this is what we want to do. We want to create real life projects within the tokenization economy to allow people to run their business. We're not here to create a pump and dump project. We're not here to create a token for fun. We're here to change lives. And that's a very, very serious thing. And I take my work very seriously. So, you know, I'm not interested. It's very tiring to listen to people telling us, this is what you should do, this is what you shouldn't do, and all that. You know what? If you, it's they can say what they want, but we know what we want to do, and we have a roadmap, and we're gonna follow it. So this is how we're gonna handle the FUD. This is how we are going to get our work done.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you, Miss
Thank you
Tiger.
very
And
much. It's
you have
Tigger. It's not Tiger. It's Tigger.
a tiger. Oh, sorry. I think it's the same with tiger.
It's
Tiger.
okay. It's Tigger. It's fine. I was
Okay,
just
Miss Tiger.
pulling your leg. Thank you.
Uh, okay, okay. Have a successful project, and thank you, Maurice, for the opportunity and the time.
Thanks, Metaboy. So we will do. Um, I had a question here from the audience as well. They were just curious, just outside of. It's a long question. I just got to read through it to get the rest of it. So he's just said, I want to ask if somebody invested. Um, People obviously in crypto are looking to take profits at some time. In a sense, do you guys have enough in store in the future to continuously attract those newer investors? If yes, how can you ensure it keeps up? If no, what's kind of like your fall safe or your fallback plan? Because he said obviously the utilities sound great, but he said unfortunately in this space, being realistic, some people just don't care about anything a project does and are strictly here to make money. So how are you gonna kind of balance the two?
Okay. Oh, that's a long question. So it's going to be a long answer. Okay. At
This
the
one
end of the
last, it's a good closing. It's got a lot of depth to it, and then we'll get the closing statements done if that works. Seemed to be
yeah,
a good last
totally,
question.
totally. I have been in technology business for 30 years. Okay, I'm not a young developer, and our team are made up of a very strong group of people who have a very diverse experience in managing real businesses, and we know what it's like to manage a real business, right? Obviously, clearly, people want to take profits. I mean, I invest in other tokens. I want to do the same thing, right? But one of our investors, one of our whale investor, I really enjoy talking to him. He told me one day, I believe in your project and I really want to see your vision come through. It is not for me to destroy your project, you know. And that is very comforting, and I work in with the same principle. It is not for me to destroy a project. Just like for me, I never talk bad about other people's project because it is not for me to destroy other people's project. So whether you're an investor who wants a short-term benefit or you're an investor who's looking for long-term benefit, sure, you are more than welcome to take profit, but be nice. Don't dump on us, you know, and create big red candle. You know, I have been called so many names, you know, bitch, witch, you name it. I mean, you know, I'm not, like I said, you know, it doesn't fuzzle me. But the important thing to me is at the end of the day, go ahead and take profits if that's what you want. I already told you this is where we're going. It is your choice. Either you're with us or you're not with us, right? So that's the name of the game. And how are we going to keep it sustainable? This is where the whole ecosystem come in. Our ecosystem covers a wide spectrum of different groups of businesses. We have, as if you look at the first slide that we have on the ecosystem, our platform actually this will expand out to many different areas, from therapies to membership programs to social media to sports platform I really like one that I have mentioned before, where people can write their wills. They can also have this diary where they can document down stuff. So it is a very wide spectrum of potential source of revenue, right? We our it I honestly feel that it will work, because not because of arrogance, but because I've been in technology long enough to know what real life businesses need. They need technology to help them, and and that is what is going to make us work. I mean, that's what's going to make this whole model work. So I strongly believe that it will happen. It may take time, but sign, like for example this pentagram Instagram on steroids, it could happen overnight. The minute we launch it, I'm sure, Morris, you will want to mint something, right? So we have 1%
Yeah, there's
minting.
a lot of opportunities that you could think of, right? If you move forward and what your plan is
Yeah,
for minting.
yeah. So I don't think it's a question of whether we're gonna be able to do it. It's how fast we're gonna be able to do it. And I believe with our team, we will be pretty fast. So yeah, I hope I answered your question.
Perfect. No, I am going to just you said thank you, sir. All right, we're good.
I have one more thing to say. I believe we sent a slide to your team. We have we have a special um, offer to your listeners, that it's only for Caesar Calls AMA investors only for 3 days, until the 28th of April. Anybody who is in this call who invests in our WTF token, you will be given a Tigger Platinum NFT. And this will entitle you to a share in our money pot, our private sale, our play tokens. You get 50% of the benefits of our pre-sale investors. So it's really, really exciting. I hope your people take advantage of that. And yeah, any question, please come to our go to our website or join our Telegram group. Our people are more than ready to answer your questions. So are we good?
Is
Think
there
that was
any minimum?
awesome, man. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Metaboy. Is there any
Mis-
minimum? I think he was asking about.
Mr.
Yeah.
Yes, is there a minimum for having the platinum NFT?
Is that what?
Is there any minimum token that needed for having the platinum NFT?
No, there's no minimum. We just want loyal people.
Oh,
So we just want people to be loyal, and the loyalty has its benefits.
it's kind of the answer for my not asked question, because I usually ask for is there any loyalty for the community, and you just ask it, ma'am. It's amazing, ma'am, your project.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and I was the idea that I kind of had was about a referral system as well. I mean, I know that a lot of people kind of have seen this idea prove useful, especially in the market conditions, but not a referral where it's like, if X number of people join your channel, each project, I think I kind of try and find a different way that it could be implemented. But for you guys, a referral from potentially getting artists in that are minting and maybe get a percentage of something that they mint as a sale, or if you're referring people in who are buying multiple NFTs or services or something, maybe get a free service yourself for every like 5 referred or something. Like something that's not going to impact the chart where you're getting like an airdrop of tokens, but it's going to help further the growth of the ecosystem in a sense.
That
And put
sounds
money
really
back in.
that sounds really cool. I'm sure Bunny Master will look into this.
And we can chat offline. I'll message him and we can continue the convo.
Yeah, we definitely are open to all ideas. You know, we want things to work out, so we're open to ideas, but reasonable ideas, right? So, yep, we're good. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you, my man. Awesome job. Thanks, Bunny, for the screen share in the background too.